Heraclitus. The obscure philosopher of Flux and fire Heraclitus of Ephesus, often referred to as the obscure due to the enigmatic nature of his writings, is one of the most intriguing and influential pre-Socratic philosophers. Born around 535 BCE in the ancient Greek city of Ephesus, located in what is now modern-day Turkey, Heraclitus is best known for his doctrine that everything is in a state of constant change, encapsulated in his famous dictum, "No man ever steps in the same river twice." This essay delves into the life, philosophy, and enduring legacy of Heraclitus, exploring his thoughts on change, the logos, and the elemental nature of fire. Life and background: Heraclitus was born into an aristocratic family in Ephesus, a prominent city in Ionia. Despite his noble lineage, he was known for his disdain for the masses and his fellow citizens, often expressing contempt for their lack of understanding and wisdom. Heraclitus was a solitary figure, and his disdain for conventional authority extended to the political realm. He reportedly refused a kingship offered to him by the Ephesians, choosing instead to live a life of contemplation and philosophical inquiry. Heraclitus's writings, which survive only in fragments, were composed in a cryptic and aphoristic style, earning him the nickname the Obscure. His work, On Nature, is believed to have been divided into three parts: the universe, politics, and theology. However, the original text has been lost to history, and what remains are quotations and references by later philosophers such as Plato, Aristotle, and the Stoics. Philosophy of flux and change. At the heart of Heraclitus's philosophy is the idea that change is the fundamental essence of the universe. He famously stated, "Everything flows panta re," emphasizing that nothing remains static. This concept is vividly illustrated in his river analogy. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. The river, like all things, is in a perpetual state of flux, constantly changing and evolving. Heraclitus's philosophy of flux challenges the notion of permanence and stability. He argued that the apparent stability of the world is an illusion, and that reality is characterized by a dynamic interplay of opposites. This interplay is not chaotic, but follows a rational order, which Heraclitus referred to as the logos. The logos, the rational order of the universe. The concept of the logos is central to Heraclitus's thought. The logos can be understood as the underlying principle or rational order that governs the universe. It is the reason or law that ensures harmony amidst the constant change and conflict of opposites. Heraclitus believed that while most people are unaware of the logos, it is accessible to those who seek wisdom and understanding. The logos is not a personal deity, but an impersonal universal principle. It is the source of all things and the measure by which all things are governed. Heraclitus's emphasis on the logos as a rational and unifying principle had a profound influence on later philosophical and theological thought, particularly in Stoicism and early Christian theology. The role of fire. Another key element in Heraclitus's philosophy is fire, which he regarded as the primordial substance and the symbol of change. He believed that fire is the fundamental element from which all things arise and to which all things return. Fire, for Heraclitus, represents the dynamic and transformative nature of reality. It is both a destructive and creative force, embodying the constant flux and renewal of the universe. Heraclitus's view of fire as the arche, first principle, differs from the theories of other pre-Socratic philosophers such as Thales, who posited water as the primary element, or Anaximenes, who favored air. Heraclitus's choice of fire underscores his belief in the ever-changing and transient nature of existence. The unity of opposites, Heraclitus is also known for his doctrine of the unity of opposites. He argued that opposites are not separate and distinct, but are intrinsically connected and interdependent. For example, day and night, hot and cold, life and death are all part of a single unified reality. The tension and interplay between opposites create the harmony and balance that characterize the cosmos. This idea is encapsulated in his statement, "The path up and down is one and the same." Heraclitus believed that understanding the unity of opposites is essential to grasping the true nature of reality. This concept has been influential in various philosophical traditions, including dialectical thought in Hegelian and Marxist philosophy. Ethics and human nature. Heraclitus's philosophy also extends to ethics and human nature. He believed that most people live in a state of ignorance, asleep to the true nature of reality. He criticized the masses for their lack of understanding and their reliance on sensory experience, which he saw as deceptive. For Heraclitus, true wisdom comes from recognizing the logos and aligning oneself with the rational order of the universe. Heraclitus's ethical views are closely tied to his metaphysical principles. He believed that living in accordance with the logos leads to a harmonious and virtuous life. This involves embracing change, understanding the unity of opposites, and recognizing the transient nature of all things. Legacy and influence. Heraclitus's ideas have had a lasting impact on Western philosophy. His emphasis on change and the unity of opposites influenced later philosophers, including Plato and Aristotle. Plato, in particular, engaged with Heraclitus's philosophy in his dialogues, often contrasting it with the more static worldview of Parmenides. The Stoics, who emerged several centuries after Heraclitus, adopted and expanded upon his concept of the logos. They viewed the logos as a divine reason that permeates the universe and guides all things. This idea also resonated with early Christian thinkers, who identified the logos with the Word of God in the Gospel of John. In modern times, Heraclitus's philosophy has been revisited by existentialists and process philosophers, who emphasize the dynamic and ever-changing nature of existence. His insights into the nature of change and the interconnectedness of opposites continue to resonate in contemporary philosophical discourse. Conclusion: Heraclitus of Ephesus remains one of the most enigmatic and profound thinkers in the history of philosophy. His doctrine of flux, his concept of the logos, and his emphasis on the unity of opposites challenge us to rethink our understanding of reality. Heraclitus's vision of a world in constant change, governed by a rational and unifying principle, offers a timeless perspective on the nature of existence. While his cryptic style and disdain for conventional wisdom may have alienated some of his contemporaries, Heraclitus's ideas have endured and continue to inspire philosophical inquiry. In a world that often seeks permanence and stability, Heraclitus reminds us that change is the only constant, and that wisdom lies in embracing the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of reality. Certainly, let us continue to explore the depth and breadth of Heraclitus's philosophy, his influence on later thought, and the enduring relevance of his ideas in contemporary discussions. Heraclitus and the paradox of knowledge. One of the most striking aspects of Heraclitus's philosophy is his paradoxical approach to knowledge and truth. He often expressed his ideas in riddles and contradictions, which has led some to describe him as a riddler or puzzle maker. For example, he famously said, "We step and do not step into the same rivers. We are and we are not." This paradoxical style was not merely a rhetorical device, but a reflection of his belief that reality itself is inherently contradictory and multifaceted. Heraclitus believed that most people fail to grasp the true nature of reality because they rely on superficial, sensory experiences and conventional wisdom. He criticized the masses for their ignorance, stating, "The many are bad, the good are few." For Heraclitus, true knowledge requires going beyond appearances and understanding the deeper, underlying principles that govern the universe. This pursuit of wisdom is not easy, as it involves confronting the paradoxical and ever-changing nature of existence. Heraclitus and the divine. Heraclitus's views on the divine are closely tied to his concept of the Logos. He did not adhere to the traditional Greek pantheon of gods, but instead saw the divine as an impersonal, rational force that permeates the universe. He referred to this divine principle as the wise one, or the one thing that is unwilling and willing to be called by the name of Zeus. For Heraclitus, the divine is not separate from the natural world, but is immanent within it. This perspective aligns with his broader philosophy, which emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things. The divine Logos is the source of order and harmony in the cosmos, and understanding it is the key to living a virtuous and meaningful life. This idea is encapsulated in his statement, "The path up and down is one and the same." Heraclitus believed that understanding the unity of opposites is essential to grasping the true nature of reality. This concept has been influential in various philosophical traditions, including dialectical thought in Hegelian and Marxist philosophy. Heraclitus's critique of human folly. Heraclitus was deeply critical of human behavior and societal norms. He saw most people as living in a state of ignorance, driven by base desires and superficial concerns. He famously compared the masses to sleepwalkers, unaware of the true nature of reality. This critique extended to religious practices, which he viewed as empty rituals devoid of genuine understanding. Heraclitus's disdain for conventional wisdom and his emphasis on individual enlightenment set him apart from many of his contemporaries. He believed that true wisdom comes from introspection and a deep understanding of the Logos. This emphasis on self-knowledge and intellectual independence would later influence philosophers such as Socrates, who also challenged societal norms and encouraged critical thinking. Heraclitus and the pre-Socratic tradition. Heraclitus is often grouped with other pre-Socratic philosophers such as Thales, Anaximander, and Parmenides, who sought to explain the nature of reality through rational inquiry rather than mythological narratives. However, Heraclitus's philosophy stands out for its emphasis on change and contradiction, which contrasts sharply with the more static and monistic views of thinkers like Parmenides. Parmenides, for example, argued that reality is unchanging and that change is an illusion. This fundamental disagreement between Heraclitus and Parmenides set the stage for one of the most enduring debates in Western philosophy, the tension between being and becoming. Plato later attempted to reconcile these opposing views in his theory of forms, which posits that the material world is in a state of flux, while the realm of forms is eternal and unchanging. Heraclitus's influence on later philosophy. Heraclitus's ideas have had a profound and lasting impact on Western thought. His concept of the Logos was particularly influential in Stoicism, a school of philosophy that emerged in the Hellenistic period. The Stoics adopted the idea of the Logos as a divine reason that governs the universe and emphasized living in harmony with this rational order. In early Christian theology, the concept of the Logos was reinterpreted in the context of the Gospel of John, where it is identified with Christ as the Word of God. This theological adaptation of Heraclitus's idea demonstrates the enduring relevance of his thought across different cultural and intellectual traditions. In modern philosophy, Heraclitus's emphasis on change and process has resonated with thinkers such as Friedrich Nietzsche, Martin Heidegger, and Alfred North Whitehead. Nietzsche, in particular, admired Heraclitus for his embrace of flux and contradiction, seeing him as a precursor to his own philosophy of becoming and eternal recurrence. Heidegger, on the other hand, was drawn to Heraclitus's concept of the logos as a unifying principle that reveals the truth of being. Heraclitus in contemporary thought, in the 21st century, Heraclitus's philosophy continues to inspire and challenge. His insights into the nature of change and the interconnectedness of opposites are particularly relevant in an era marked by rapid technological advancement, environmental crises, and social upheaval. Heraclitus reminds us that stability is an illusion, and that adaptability and resilience are essential for navigating an ever-changing world. His emphasis on the unity of opposites also offers a valuable perspective on contemporary issues such as globalization, cultural diversity, and political polarization. By recognizing the interconnectedness of seemingly opposing forces, we can work toward greater harmony and understanding in a fragmented world. Conclusion: the timeless wisdom of Heraclitus. Heraclitus of Ephesus remains one of the most enigmatic and profound figures in the history of philosophy. His doctrine of flux, his concept of the logos, and his emphasis on the unity of opposites challenge us to rethink our understanding of reality and our place within it. While his cryptic style and disdain for conventional wisdom may have alienated some of his contemporaries, his ideas have endured and continue to inspire philosophical inquiry. This idea is encapsulated in his statement, "The path up and down is one and the same." Heraclitus believed that understanding the unity of opposites is essential to grasping the true nature of reality. This concept has been influential in various philosophical traditions, including dialectical thought in Hegelian and Marxist philosophy. In a world that often seeks permanence and stability, Heraclitus reminds us that change is the only constant. His philosophy encourages us to embrace the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of existence, to seek wisdom through introspection and understanding, and to recognize the interconnectedness of all things. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, the timeless wisdom of Heraclitus offers a guiding light, illuminating the path toward a deeper and more harmonious understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This concludes our comprehensive exploration of Heraclitus's life, philosophy, and legacy. His ideas, though ancient, remain profoundly relevant, inviting us to reflect on the nature of reality and our role within it. Certainly, let us delve even deeper into Heraclitus's philosophy, examining its implications for modern science, its resonance with Eastern philosophical traditions, and its application to contemporary ethical and environmental challenges. This continuation will further illuminate the enduring relevance of Heraclitus's thought. Heraclitus and modern science. Heraclitus's assertion that everything flows panta re finds a surprising parallel in modern scientific thought. The idea that the universe is in a constant state of change aligns with principles in physics, biology, and cosmology. For instance, the second law of thermodynamics, which states that entropy, disorder, in a closed system always increases, reflects Heraclitus's emphasis on the inevitability of change and transformation. In quantum mechanics, the behavior of particles at the subatomic level is characterized by uncertainty and flux, echoing Heraclitus's view that reality is fundamentally dynamic. Similarly, evolutionary biology demonstrates that life is in a perpetual state of adaptation and change, driven by natural selection and environmental pressures. Heraclitus's philosophy, though rooted in ancient thought, seems to anticipate these modern scientific insights. Moreover, Heraclitus's concept of the unity of opposites resonates with the idea of complementary forces in physics, such as the wave-particle duality of light. Just as Heraclitus saw opposites as interconnected and interdependent, modern science reveals that seemingly contradictory phenomena are often two sides of the same coin. Heraclitus and Eastern philosophy. Heraclitus's ideas bear a striking resemblance to certain Eastern philosophical traditions, particularly Taoism and Buddhism. The Taoist concept of the Tao, or the Way, shares similarities with Heraclitus's logos. Both are seen as the underlying principle that governs the universe and ensures harmony amidst change and contradiction. In Taoism, the interplay of opposites, yin and yang, mirrors Heraclitus's doctrine of the unity of opposites. Just as Heraclitus believed that opposites are interconnected and give rise to each other, Taoism teaches that yin and yang are complementary forces that create balance in the cosmos. Similarly, in Buddhism, the concept of anicca, impermanence, reflects Heraclitus's emphasis on the transient nature of reality. Both philosophies encourage individuals to embrace change and let go of attachments to fixed ideas or material possessions. This cross-cultural resonance highlights the universality of Heraclitus's insights and their relevance to diverse philosophical traditions. Heraclitus and environmental ethics. In an era of climate change and environmental degradation, Heraclitus's philosophy offers a valuable perspective on humanity's relationship with nature. His view of fire as the primordial element and symbol of transformation reminds us of the dynamic and interconnected nature of ecosystems. Just as fire can be both destructive and regenerative, human activity has the potential to harm or heal the environment. Heraclitus's emphasis on the logos as a rational and unifying principle can inspire a more holistic approach to environmental ethics. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all living beings and the natural world, we can work towards sustainable practices that respect the balance and harmony of the cosmos. Heraclitus's philosophy challenges us to see ourselves not as separate from nature, but as an integral part of it. Heraclitus and personal growth. Heraclitus's teachings also have profound implications for personal growth and self-awareness. His emphasis on change and impermanence encourages us to embrace life's uncertainties and adapt to new circumstances. In a world that often values stability and predictability, Heraclitus reminds us that growth and transformation are essential aspects of the human experience. His critique of ignorance and his call for introspection resonate with modern practices, such as mindfulness and meditation. By turning inward and seeking to understand the logos within ourselves, we can cultivate wisdom and live in harmony with the ever-changing nature of reality. Heraclitus's philosophy invites us to confront the paradoxes and contradictions of life with curiosity and openness, rather than fear or resistance. Heraclitus and the arts. Heraclitus's ideas have also influenced the arts, particularly literature and visual art. His emphasis on flux and transformation has inspired writers and artists to explore themes of impermanence, conflict, and renewal. For example, the Romantic poets such as William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge were drawn to Heraclitus's vision of a dynamic and interconnected universe. In visual art, Heraclitus's concept of the unity of opposites has been expressed through the use of contrasting colors, shapes, and textures. Artists such as Wassily Kandinsky and Piet Mondrian sought to capture the interplay of opposites in their abstract works, reflecting Heraclitus's belief in the harmony of contradictions. Heraclitus and political philosophy. Heraclitus's critique of human folly and his disdain for conventional authority have implications for political philosophy. His emphasis on the logos as a rational and unifying principle can be seen as a call for governance based on wisdom and understanding rather than power and self-interest. Heraclitus's philosophy challenges us to question societal norms and seek a deeper understanding of the principles that govern human behavior. In contemporary politics, Heraclitus's ideas can inspire a more inclusive and holistic approach to governance. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all people and the importance of balancing opposing forces, we can work toward policies that promote justice, equality, and sustainability. Heraclitus's enduring legacy. Heraclitus's philosophy, though rooted in ancient Greece, continues to resonate across time and culture. His insights into the nature of change, the unity of opposites, and the rational order of the universe have influenced a wide range of disciplines, from philosophy and science to art and politics. Heraclitus challenges us to see the world not as a collection of static objects, but as a dynamic and interconnected web of relationships. In a world that often seeks certainty and permanence, Heraclitus reminds us that change is the only constant. His philosophy invites us to embrace the fluidity of existence, to seek wisdom through introspection and understanding, and to recognize the interconnectedness of all things. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, the timeless wisdom of Heraclitus offers a guiding light, illuminating the path toward a deeper and more harmonious understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Final thoughts. Heraclitus of Ephesus, the obscure philosopher, remains a towering figure in the history of thought. His enigmatic aphorisms and profound insights continue to challenge and inspire, inviting us to question our assumptions and explore the deeper truths of existence. Whether we are grappling with the mysteries of the universe, the challenges of modern life, or the complexities of human nature, Heraclitus's philosophy offers a timeless perspective that transcends cultural and temporal boundaries. As we reflect on Heraclitus's legacy, we are reminded of the enduring power of philosophy to illuminate the human condition and guide us toward a more meaningful and fulfilling life. In the words of Heraclitus himself, "Character is destiny." By embracing the wisdom of Heraclitus, we can cultivate the character and understanding needed to navigate the ever-changing river of life with grace and resilience. This concludes our extended exploration of Heraclitus's life, philosophy, and legacy. His ideas, though ancient, remain profoundly relevant, offering timeless wisdom for those who seek to understand the nature of reality and their place within it.